Introduction. Stop me if you are heard this one before. Brilliant college kids sitting in a dome are inventing the future, heedless of boundaries, puzzles of new technology, and youthful enthusiasm. They build a new company from scratch. Their early success allowed them to raise money and bring an amazing new product to market. They hired their friends, assemble a superstar team, and dare the world to stop them. 10 years and several startup ago, that was me building my first company. I particularly remember a moment from back then, the moment I realized my company was going to fail. My co-founder and I were at our wits end. The dot-com bubble had burst and we had spent all our money. We tried desperately to raise more capital and we could not. It was like a breakup scene from a Hollywood movie. It was raining and we were arguing in a street. We couldn't even agree on where to walk next. And so we parted in anger, heading an opposite direction as a metaphor for our company failure. This image of the two of us lost in the rain and drifting apart is perfect. It remains a painful memory. The company limped along for months afterwards, but our situation was hopeless at the time. It had seemed we were doing everything right. We had a great product, a brilliant team, amazing technology, and a right idea at the right time, and we really were on to something. We were building a way for college kids to create online profiles for the purpose of sharing with employers. Oops, but despite in promising idea, we were nothing less doomed from day one because we did not know the process we would need to use to turn our product inside into a great company. If you are never experienced a failure like this, it is hard to describe the feeling. It as if the world were falling out from under you. You realize you've been duped. The stories in the magazines are lies, hard work, and perseverance don't lead to success. Even worse, the many promises you've made to employees, friends, family are not going to come true. Everyone who thought you were foolish for stepping out on your own will be proven right. It wasn't supposed to turn out that way in magazines and newspaper and blockbuster movies and on countless blogs we hear the mantra of the successful entrepreneurs through determination, brilliance, great timing, and above all a great product you too can achieve fame and fortune. There's a might making industry hard at work to sell us that story, but I have come to believe that the story is false, the product of selection bias and after the fact rationalization. In fact, having worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, I have seen firsthand how often a promising start leads to failure. The grim reality is that most startup fails, most new product are not successful, most new ventures do not live up to their potential. Yet the story of Prism's creative genius and hard work persists. Why is it so popular? I think there is something deeply appealing about this modern day rags to rich story. It makes successful seems inevitable if you just have the right stuff. It means that the mundane details, the boring stuff, the small individual choice don't matter. If we build it, they will come. When we fail, so as so many of us do, we have a ready made excuse. We didn't have the right stuff. We weren't visionary enough or weren't in the right place at the right time. After more than 10 years as an entrepreneur, I came to reject that line of thinking. I have learned from both my own success and failures and those of many others that It's the boring stuff that matters the most. Startup success is not a consequences of good gene or being in the right place at the right time. Startup success can be engineering by following the right process, which means it can be learned, which means it can be taught. Entrepreneurship is a kind of management. No, you didn't read that wrong. You have widely divergent association with these two words, entrepreneurship and management. Lately, it seems that one is cool, innovative and existing, and the other is dull, serious, and bland. It is a time to look past these preconception. Let me tell you a second startup story. It's 2004, and a group of founders have just started a new company. Their previous company had failed very publicly. Their credibility is at on all-time low. They have a huge vision to change the way people communicate by using a new technology called Avatar. Remember, there was before James Cameron blockbuster movie. They are following a visionary named Will Harvey who paints a compelling pictures. People connecting with their friends, hanging out online, using Avatar to give them a combination of intimate connection and safe anonymity. Even better, instead of having to build the clothing, furniture, and accessories, these avatars would need to accessorize their digital lives, and the customer would be enlisted to build those things and sell them to one another. The engineering challenge before them is immense. Creating virtual worlds, user generated content, an online commerce engine, micropayment, and last but not least, the three-dimensional avatar technology that can run on anyone PC. I am this second story I'm in this second story. I'm a co-founder and chief technology officer of this company, which is called IMVU. At this point in our career, my co-founder and I are determined to make new mistakes. We do everything wrong. Instead of spending years of perfecting our technology, we build a minimum viable product, an early product that is terrible, full of bugs, and crash your computer. Yes, really stability problem. Then we ship it to customer way before it's ready, and we charge money for it. After securing initial customer, we change the product constantly, much too fast by traditional standard shipping new versions of our product dozens of time every single day. We really did have customers in those early days, true visionary early adopters, and we often talk to them and ask for their feedback. But we empathically empathically did not do what they said. We view their input as only one source of information about our product and overall vision. In fact, we were much more likely to run experiment on our customers than we were to cater to their whims. Traditional business thinking say that this approach shouldn't work, but it does, and you don't have to take my words for it. As you'll see throughout this book, the approach we pioneer at IMVU has become the basis for a new movement of entrepreneur around the world. It builds on many previous management and product development ideas, including lean manufacturing, design thinking, customer development, and agile development. It represents a new approach to creating continuous innovation. It's called the lean startup. Despite the volume written on business strategy, the key attribute of business leaders and way to identify the next big thing, innovators still struggle to bring their ideas to life. This was the frustration that led us to try a radical new approach at IMVU. One characterized by the extremely fast cycle time, a focus on what customers want without asking them, and a scientific approach to making decisions.